It's going to be a thrilling Tuesday in Dubai come the IPL 2023 auction. I say 2023, but it's going to go for 2024, obviously. But here we are on a Monday night live yet again on cricket.com, episode 21 to be specific, to, of course, preview the big important auction. My name is MI-ghty, dressed in black. And, of course, as you can see, the gents, Nikhil Popar on the right of your screens and Akshay Kumaraswamy as well. Boys, is the tension already there? Because we can't wait. I can't wait. Can you, boys? Akshay?
Definitely, man. It's the tension's palpable, the excitement's palpable. Just looking forward to it right now. Unfortunately, Bangalore's also sort of in the middle of a flu season right now. So yeah, just all these sweaters and hoodies, everything is sort of coming to use. But yeah, just really looking forward to tomorrow's auction and tomorrow's auction watch along, of course.
Absolutely. It's going to start at 1 p.m. So we'll be there and thereabouts. We'll, of course, put all the information on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Twitter, or X as it's known nowadays. So follow us. And in the ticker below, we're going to give you all the details going forward, because there are as many players as 333, as you can see, going out of the hammer tomorrow, and only 77 slots to be filled, mind you. And there's going to be lots of money to be spent, more than 260 crores. And let's see if any player for the first time in IPL history is going to be over 20 crores. We've seen it with Sam Curran before, and that's the MNL question tonight. We'll get it off and kickstart proceedings on this lovely podcast. As we did last week as well, we ask you a pivotal question every week in terms of getting chatty with us in the comments so we can get as interactive with you. And today we're asking you a big one. Will any team spend in excess of 20 crores or touch the 20 crore mark on a single player in this year's auction? The record is Sam Curran, like I said, 18 odd crores, but no one has hit that 20 crore mark. So look, it's tantalizing. There's some big names going under the hammer in due course, but maybe the hammer as well. We'll take comments as well, so keep them cracking. And good to see Crick Talkies waiting for you guys. Sorry, we're slightly late at the party, but we're here. Better late than never. Jagmeet, hello to you, sir. And yes, we're late, but we're here. Late Latifs is one people said. You guys should be doing a mock auction. Wouldn't be fun, isn't it? We tried to, but we're going to give you the watch along tomorrow. So that is going to be interesting, Pranav. So join us. I know it's going to be a Tuesday afternoon, but it's going to be one memorable one indeed. Guys, there's so much to talk about, and we're also going to put a live poll out, so keep the interaction happening. And meanwhile, if you're liking our content, please, of course, like this video for us to get started. Right, so before I get into the auction predictions and all of that, I want to ask you guys some pivotal questions tonight, one of which is straight up to Nikhil Popat about the uncapped players and the Indian talent that we could potentially get in this year's auction. There's so many names floating about, unknown entities, of course, still early in their career. But Nikhil, can you tell me who the teams will be looking for with regards to the Indian youngsters out there tomorrow?
Yeah, firstly, great to be around the auction. I think all of us can simply admit it is here to stay. I don't know what others feel, but it has already created a lot more hype and buzz as opposed to the bilateral that we've seen. And there is a lot of cricket happening, mind you, but still everybody is always talking about the IPL. So that just tells you it is here to dominate. And I'm looking forward to stories. And what better to start off stories with uncapped players, because there are quite a few names. Uh, I have three for Chennai alone, and of course, I'm being a bit harsh or biased. So thanks, Ronak, for those. Uh, Three names: Shah Rukh Khan. Again, he's not an unknown name, but an uncapped player. So I think slots in seamlessly into that setup. The other name, which I'm sure we'll hear a lot of, is Samir Rizvi. UP lad, scored a lot of runs, hits a lot of sixes, and a middle over enforcer who could bat anywhere between the top five. So looking forward to him. Again, I want him to be part of Chennai, but he could easily go to GT or any franchise which promotes domestic talent. Now, you have to, yes, and of course, there is Shubham Dubey. Finishers are always in the market. There is Urvil Patel, there is Harvik Desai. Keepers who might be on a lookout for. So, Gujarat and KKR, they both need keepers, backup Indian keepers. So, watch out for Harvik Desai, Urvil Patel also. Those could go there. And there is another name that I'm missing. Not missing. I'm simply secretly just hoping it doesn't go to MI. We've discussed about him in the past. So hopefully RCB can take it. Karthik Tyagi. I'll be more than happy with it. But for three names that I definitely hope they get gigs are Samir Rizvi, Shah Rukh Khan, and Karthik Tyagi. There are a lot of other names as well, but yeah, for me, I think these three should probably dominate the talks.
Okay, I love it. The fact those three names might really get a lot of bids going, and BCCI have also incentivized the Indian uncapped player. More on that later in the show, and more on, of course, a lot of other things in the show. Remember, this is the Monday Night Live. We are, of course, going to discuss the IPL auction in large depths. We are, of course, going to talk about the Rohit Hardik story, and in the best of the rest feature, or the section, I should say, is essentially all the cricket which has gone around. So lots to love and lots to like for the next hour and a half. And we have a special guest coming in around 8:45. So stay locked in and keep them coming through. Who is this imposter in the place of Avnish? It's me, Ajaz. It's me indeed. It's not anyone else. But good to see you, Ajaz. Please like this video and tell us as well who you're kind of looking forward to in terms of which team will do the business. Nikhil just mentioned his three uncapped players, Akshay. I would probably add another one because our good old writer friend in office, Hardik Vora, likes Kumar Kushagra. And I think that's another name going about. What about you? I mean, just to finish this uncapped chat, would you like to see RCB, because you're a huge fan, pocket any of those uncapped players? Karthik Tyagi, perhaps?
100% Karthik Tyagi to begin with. Definitely, he is someone I've rated highly for the last, I don't know, 3 years or so, since that successful defense of 3 or 4 runs, if I'm not wrong, against Kings 11 Punjab or Punjab Kings in 21. So I definitely rate him highly. Would love to have him in RCB. Would be a great foil for Mohammad Siraj, and will also help us vacate that overseas slot. So definitely, Arshin Kulkarni, yet another player to look out for. Funnily enough, all these names that you guys have mentioned, I've written a piece on players to look out for from all these T20 leagues that have mushroomed in India. This year alone, we saw 8 T20 leagues happen, barring the IPL. There was Odisha, there was Andhra, there was Karnataka, Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Rajasthan, and so on and so forth. So a few names there. There's a very young, talented batter, Ansh Kosa. He's also part of the under-19 setup. I again might not have really sort of racked up the runs that you would like to see of him, given that if you want him to sort of come to IPL, but the positions he gets into and the way he sort of crouches low, he's got a very 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 unique stance. He's got a very unique playing style that would really bode well for him, when it comes to IPL gigs and whatnot. So he's one name that I don't know if he'll get a bit, but I'm definitely looking forward to sort of seeing more of him. Manvant Kumar is someone I'm really looking forward to, and I really hope RCB gets hold of him. Talented all-rounder, bats left-handed, bowls right-handed, is a fantastic fielder. Helped his team Hubli Tigers in the Maharaja T20 Trophy win a couple of games with the ball all by himself. Got a fifer, defended 5 runs. Came in the finals, came and there was just 1 over remaining. Tong 2 6s, brilliant cameo to help his team get over the 200-run mark. Fantastic all round. And again, like Avnish, I also wouldn't mind seeing a couple of locals in the RCB setup as well. So yeah, looking forward to watching him. Tanush Koteyan unfortunately won't be eligible to bowl in the IPL. He's banned from bowling because of his dodgy action. So yeah, definitely talented off spinning, all rounder. I really like his batting as well. वो number 9 पे आते हैं Mumbai के लिए, but he really knows how to wield the bat. So yeah, good names. Sumit Kumar, another name. Manoj Anderson has been mentioning, again, top performer. बहुत अच्छा किया हरियाणा के लिए in the recently concluded Vijay Hazare Trophy. Another name, Anshul Kamboj. We saw him clock north of 140 as well on occasions. There were even a couple of occasions when Anirudh Kasargod, that is, mentioned that he even hit 145. So that's pacey for sure. So yeah, a lot of names to look forward to, my friend.
Yeah, and there is like
100%.
so many. There is Mushnir Khan. There is Mushir Khan. Sorry, there is Ramandeep Singh, who's been part of MI before. So the names will not end a lot. I just hope the problem with the mini auction is there is very limited slots, and in mini auction you rarely see people go for a lot of domestic options, which is why uh, maybe a lot of them, hopefully, if they don't get the gig, I hope they get the gig once we have the mega auction, because at this point of time everybody's looking to just fill the gaps. So that may not be the time where all of them get a look in, but like we read with Samir, that is being the trials for 3 teams. And again, Arshin Kulkarni was, I think Ruturaj recommended him for trials. So from Maharashtra, so there is a lot of talent. Hopefully, as the IPL says, the talent will meet the opportunity soon.
Lots of quick questions coming through, which we'll take before we go into that Mumbai Indians chat with, of course, a special fan as well. Any good uncapped wrist spinner, boys? We can check out
जातवेद
tomorrow.
सुब्रमण्यम बोल दिया भाई काफी बार, तो वो तो है ही. Shreyas Gopal is someone who's been sort of attending a lot of trials, so you can expect someone like him also to come in. Not exactly inexperienced, has been a part of IPL for the last 10 seasons or so. 2014 से तो खेल ही रहे. But yeah, Subramaniam is definitely someone who should get a bit or two. I'm हाँ, Chintalal Gandhi. I was thinking क्या Gandhi है. Chintalal Gandhi again really gives the ball a rip. He was a part of the Punjab setup as an net bowler a couple of seasons ago, from what I remember. So he could also be someone, teams could look at if they really want a domestic, leg spinning option. And
Okay.
Avnish,
Finish off
yeah.
with this because Nikhil was asking. Sorry, Nikhil. Ronak was asking you, why don't you want Tyagi in Mumbai? Can you explain that?
Because why would you want to make a team even stronger? Their batting is already so good that you have Ishan, Rohit, Sky, Tilak, Hardik, Nail. That is six very good options. उसके बाद तुम टीम डेविड खिला लो या किसी और को खिला लो, and then your bowling is Madhwal, Bumrah. They're likely to get one, at least play one Jason or Spencer Johnson if they get it. उसके साथ अगर तुम कार्तिक त्यागी भी डालोगे तो it's a 9-player Indian core that is very strong, that is there for you for a long time, at least 6-7 of them. So again, ऐसा कुछ दुश्मनी ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I'm just saying you want talent to be distributed across franchises so that it's not always the 4 or 5 guys that are always there after 4 or 5 games. You want six,
Yeah.
7 teams to always be there for a 10-team tournament. So that is the only purpose behind. So it's just a noble, long lost cause. Baki to we can't control who goes where.
Yeah, absolutely. Some good shouts in the comments as well. RCB should go for Gandhi saying Yuchi over there. And Manoj, really appreciate you. Of course, shouting out some good names. Shashank Singh's very underrated. He bashed Lockie Ferguson last year's Vijay Hazare Trophy stint was unbelievable. And MI can get in Nuvan Tushara and mold him to be the next Malinga. It'll be interesting to see the uncapped overseas players as well and how they fit into the scheme of things. Remember, 19 sets to come out tomorrow, so we'll be doing the IPL watch along for that. The auction watch along, beg your pardon. And Sai Bhargava, good to see you. Rohan Patil, and even I think the one question I missed earlier was Ramana Kiran and Mohammad Irfan's comments. We will, of course, shout out all the missed ones later on in the show in the 12th man segment. So pardon me if I miss a few right now because we have so much to, of course, talk about. Right, let's address the elephant in the room in terms of the 5-time champs, Mumbai Indians, because in the last couple of months, boys, headline after headline. First, they, of course, get Hardik back, and it was always expected him to be captaining that side. Then, of course, it didn't go down well with a lot of Rohit fans because the captain is now Hardik Pandya for Mumbai Indians. First and foremost, I've asked Som and Gurkirat this. I want to get your thoughts about it, about whether Mumbai fans are right to be angry or is that because just the Rohit factor? Nix, you first.
Uh, I think the Rohit factor cannot be a small one. He's a huge figure, massive figure in the IPL circuit. In India, of course, because you have to see Mumbai tried a lot of options before they went to Rohit in terms of captaincy, in terms of personnel, and they tried everybody under the sun. They had some great names, legends, and yet they couldn't win. And as much as faith it was with Rohit that he came in as replacement mid-season and still found a way to win. So, and then he's not just won one, he's won 5 of them. So that bit is there. And what I feel is, uh, again, you can say that it's again will we can always say that okay, it's a culture of winning and it's cutthroat competition. But I still feel there is place for emotion where all of this can be done in a much better manner in terms of see the moment Hardik left Gujarat when the trade happened, we all knew it was for captaincy because that's why he went out. He wanted the Mumbai captaincy, and again, it's fair on his part to wanting something and getting it done both times. But I felt from Mumbai Indians' point of view that the transition could have been smoother in terms of the announcements, in terms of how you make people feel about it. Because you have to realize it's see eventually it's the fan who are coming to the ground and watching you digitally and giving their times of lives following a game of cricket, which has nothing to do with them apart from few moments of joy. So I feel they can be taken care of because we've seen a lot of reaction to that news both on Mumbai Indians, social handles and otherwise also, that a lot of people are angry, and you'd feel they would be, because you'd want the communication to happen, right? That they could just simply get Rohit and Hardik together, and they could have had announced it. See, I know it is optics, but this can be done. You can take care of the fans and address every emotion in the room just by being open about it. But Indian cricket doesn't care about transparency, so I know it's harsh, because it gives all of us such life lesson that it doesn't matter. You may have won five times championships for your side, but you could just be replaced just like that by an Instagram post. It's just as harsh it is.
I mean, that was kind of strange to see, and it was pretty sad in many ways. But before I get a lifelong Mumbai Indian fan on Godfrey Fonseca in just a bit, Akshay, your thoughts about it? Is it succession planning then from Nita Ambani and company with regards to getting Hardik back, making a statement there, A, and B, Rohit Sharma, what does his future entail?
That's actually the bigger question for me as well. I'm genuinely, curious to know, how does Rohit Sharma go about this going forward? Because there's a mega auction post this IPL. Is he also someone who'd be happy to just, tag along ki haan theek hai, chalta hai boss, I've won 5 titles, I'm satisfied, I'm happy playing under someone, which ideally won't be the case. So we might, for all see Rohit Sharma in a different jersey come 2025. So I'm curious for that part. And as far as the transition part is concerned, completely agree with what Nikhil Bhai had to say. And again, I'm sorry, there might be some bias there, but I also have to thank Mike Hesson, man, because RCB could have very easily gotten their transition also just as alright. The way MI have gone could have very easily been RCB's case, because we had someone like a Virat Kohli. Like, if Rohit Sharma is Mumbai's brand, then make no mistake, so is Virat Kohli RCB's, and he's bigger than all of RCB combined that way. And the fact that we were able to sort of come up with someone who could lead, in his absence, who could sort of take the mantle from him, just had to bring that out there. And CSK now will be the other team who will be looking at both of this. They've now seen how RCB went about their business. They've also now seen how Emma have gone about their business, because CSK will also have to do that. You might have
They,
names, I know, because
no, they've already tried and they've seen that itself. We
with
saw
them
that
as well, we've
already.
seen Jadeja. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. So yeah, which is why it'll be interesting to see, because CSK fans ki mane to bhai Rutraj Gaikwad is probably MS Dhoni in hiding, because Akash for some reason believes Rutraj Gaikwad will come take over CSK captaincy duties from MSD, and it'll be like nothing happened. So I'm just curious to see how all
Uh,
of this plays out.
Also, you have to thank RCB, because without RCB accepting green, all of this wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
hilarious.
They've literally come in like, evangelists with regards to how that's played out. But all you 86 lovely people watching, like this particular video and get chatty with us. I will take the comments in just a bit, because I've kept Godfrey on hold for a while. Let's get him on right now, because it's important to know what the fans really think. And if you guys want to be involved in MNL, of course, get in touch with us. Godfrey, good to see you. And how has the news gone down with many of the Mumbai Indian fan supporters and just the pulse in that camp?
I mean, I think the sentiment among most of the MI fans is a generic one. I mean, you, as you mentioned, right? This is all over Twitter, all over Instagram. You can read it through all the comments of MI's Instagram or Twitter posts. Most of the fans aren't that pleased with the way how things have been handled, and I think the way how Nikhil clearly mentioned, this entire announcement thing could have been done in a better manner. But I mean, from a fan's perspective, right? I feel that one consolation for us is that Rohit is still going to be a part of the team, although he wouldn't be at the helm, taking in charge of the key decisions. But nevertheless, I mean, if we look at RCB as well, right? Even though Virat wasn't the captain when Faf was leading the team, there were instances where there used to be these discussions before any crucial over where Virat also would be involved, and I believe that's the same thing I'm looking forward to see with the MI team going ahead in this season. 2025, I mean, that's a whole other topic to talk upon as to what could happen when the major auctions come into picture. But as of now, the way I look at it, it's going to be it's going to be a bit different to see Rohit playing under someone in the blue and gold jersey, but it'll definitely be interesting. And as long as Rohit is still that destructive batsman at the top of the order, like we saw in the recently concluded World Cup. I think for MI fans, that's all we need.
Sorry, Avnish, I just wanted to ask one thing. Uh, Godfrey, good to see you firstly, and welcome to MNL. I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
Hardik used to ask Nehraji for bowling suggestions. Do you think he's going to ask Rohit, or he's going to just point, "Okay, bhai, somebody tell me who is going to bowl the next over"?
I mean, ideally, I mean, look, if he doesn't ask, I mean, there will be some matches, right, where you will hear
Yeah,
some conversations from the stump mic or something like that, where
yeah,
Hardik is just, pointing out to the ballers without taking Rohit's
yeah,
opinions. I think then it's going to be a flurry of memes all over the internet that this and that and stuff.
yeah,
But I think ultimately there would be a key role which Rohit Sharma would play, although he wouldn't
yeah.
be the one termed as the captain, but I think he will
Directly, yeah.
definitely have an important role in how we go ahead this season.
I just wanted to ask you, Godfrey, with regards to you guys being fans and being used to success as Mumbai Indian fans, and it's not something that we can say as RCB fans, but generally going into this next era as Hardik is captain, I just want to know how comforting will it be for you guys as Hardik as a leader, A, and how you guys going to assess him? Because comparing him to Rohit is absolutely ridiculous because the man's won it all. So are you guys going to give him time, and how patient are you guys going to be as a franchise?
I mean, certainly, as you just now mentioned, right? Filling in the shoes of someone like Rohit Sharma is almost next to impossible. The same way how, when we talk about the Indian team dynamics, we say that filling in the shoes of someone like MS Dhoni is next to impossible. When you talk about franchisee cricket in particular, I think filling in someone like Rohit Sharma's shoes is as difficult. So it will be challenging for Hardik as well. And I feel even Hardik will be feeling the pressure. It's not like what the fans expect from him. Even he will be having some expectations from himself. But the good thing, which I mean, we as fans are looking at that he took a new franchisee, that is the Gujarat Titans, which was completely new to the entire IPL setup. Uh, Two successful seasons, one-time champion, one-time runner-up. So I think that's something what will fuel him to do even better. And the second thing is that he's been with these guys in the past. With guys like Surya Kumar, with guys like Jasprit Bumrah, PC to some extent. So he's been with these guys and he knows how these people are functioning. And I think when it comes to a team sport like cricket, one of the most important factors. I mean, you can be as good as a batsman or as good as a bowler you are, but having that team rapport with each and every one of your team, that's something what really counts. And I think that's something which is going to be key in deciding the fate of Hardik as MI's captain in the near future. As far as expectations from fans, I mean, every year I mean, given that we have been successful over the history of the IPL, definitely we will want to be at the top spot and maybe get our sixth trophy. But more in all, I think the coordination what we will be seeing, because as you mentioned, the current saga that is Rohit being taken away as the captain. I think all questions will be answered when the main tournament starts. Getting to see how the on-field as well as off-field dynamics are. I think as long as those things are in place, I think we definitely would be behind Hardik being our captain. So I think there shouldn't be much of an issue on that. That's what I hope, at least from a fan's perspective.
Ultimately, ultimately, I was going to say that Hardik is pretty much one of Mumbai's own because he started off in MI colours, and it'll just be righteous for him to, of course, deliver success for them. Godfrey, before we let you go, tomorrow's auction, I'm pretty sure you guys will be having a
Yeah.
keen eye on that. Any particular players on your wish list as a fan? Who would you like to get?
You mean from tomorrow's auction? Is that the question? I kind of missed you here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the current setup, how we currently have, I think Nikhil already mentioned it. We have a star-studded batting lineup. The Indian core is like totally sorted out. You add someone like you add someone like Tim David, someone like Devil Brewis out there. I think that totally clears out your batting for the entire season, I would say. The bowling is something what we will be looking at. So if you look at the names in the auction, we will definitely want to have a premier overseas bowler. Now, how does the team management look at this? Do they want to go in with a pacer, like someone like a Pat Cummins, which I personally feel would be a bit difficult to get given the purse we have. But I mean, definitely, Pat Cummins is definitely someone who I dream of being as a part of MI. If not him, there are quite a few names in the mix, right? Someone like, say, Gerald Coetzee or even Madhushanka, who, I mean, getting Madhushanka will be a whole different story because he's the one who bowled out Rohit Sharma in his own den. So getting him will
And
be a
and
different sort of highlight
Mumbai
for
have
us.
habit and Mumbai have had habit of taking out guys who've taken out Rohit in the past.
Yes, yes. So I think he's another interesting name whom I will be looking forward to get. But apart from that, I think we will be needing one premier overseas bowler who we can rely on to get wickets at any stage of the level. It could be even someone like leggies such as Hasuranga or Keshav Maharaj is another underrated name I'm looking at. But I mean, getting either one of them will really mean a lot. And then I think with Bumrah already in the mix, someone like Akash Madhwal already there, I think it will be a really good to go bowling attack.
Okay, super. Godfrey, thank you so much for your time and sharing your thoughts as a fan. And we'll see you soon, my friend. Take care, Godfrey, and God bless, I should say as well.
Just
Right, guys,
it's
thank you
okay.
so much. 100
I just
people
wa-
watching. Please give this video a like really quickly, Nixon. Sorry, go on.
no, just before event, I wanted to say that this is as close to you both can get in terms of having people who have won 5 titles as fans. Matlab, ठीक है.
Yeah,
It's good that
literally.
he,
I mean, even as a CSK fan, you've seen 5 titles. Godfrey's seen 5. Me and Akshay have barely seen anything. 5 IPL centuries from Virat is what we've seen, and nothing else. IPL auction watch along tomorrow for all you guys watching right now. 108 people watching. Please give this video a like, and we'll entertain all your questions. Pranay Yadav, good to see you. Kushal Shah, Vedant, Mehul. The names just go on and on. I will take all your questions and insights and comments. And Ijaz Ali going on to say Rohit yellow next year. He's coming home, lad. Let us know about that whole Rohit saga thing as well in the main comments. If you agreed with the Mumbai Indian fan, will they be patient with Hardik Pandya as a new captain? Only time will tell. But what I can tell you right now is, of course, present my screen as usual and just show off this brand new website of cricket.com and fun articles that you can see before the auction tomorrow. One is this, right? I mean, I was reading this, as you can see currently. Worst IPL buys of the past decade from 8.5 crore Pawan Negi to 15 crore Jameson. It was written by Anirudh Suresh. And there's more because cricket.com has a fancy website. You can get all the interactive cool features up there in terms of fantasy, cricket picks, so on and so forth. And we've done an auction build up with regards to the wish list, the strengths, weaknesses of each team. So we've broken it down to 3 separate articles, and we also have the auction FAQs. On to the video section. There's lots to love here. There's Darren Goff bowling masterclass, if you like. There's, of course, Graham Swan's all-time IPL 11. Who features in it? Go check it out. And not to forget our very own Akshay Kumaraswamy's MI vs CSK rivalry and game nights, which is, of course, a new one compared to the one which is dropping tomorrow, Akshay. Right, coming back to the auction because we have a special sort of guest joining us in just a bit. So keep the comments coming through. I just want to ask you with regards to the big names, Akshay. I know it's already well documented. Stark, Cummins. You look at across the board as well. Shardul and Harshal Patel. Who do you think is going to go for the most money? Let's have it right now because 86 people want to know that. Everyone wants to know that. Who's going to go for the most money? Can you put your money on it?
I mean, yeah, based on what we saw in the mock auction that Geo Cinema sort of aired, clearly Mitchell Stark seems to be the flavor of the season and a player that most teams, if not all, will be looking out for. I was very surprised that Mike Hessen representing RCB went up to 18.5 CR for him. That's roughly 85% of our purse. I just hope that doesn't turn out to be the case because I genuinely don't think Mitchell Stark is good enough, at the IPL level. I personally don't think he's worth 18.5 crores for sure. But yeah, definitely one player who should get a lot of money. So I'd say there's
But the
also
thing with
Pat Cummins.
Stark, sorry, Akshay, but the thing with Stark, I think we saw that in the mock auction as well. Like, despite considering himself as an all rounder, I think he's been labeled as a fast bowler, right? So I think he is behind players like your Alzari Josephs, your Pat Cummins, so on and so forth. So will that take an effect in teams and how they approach someone like Stark or any other big name for that matter?
I don't think they'll be viewing Mitchell Stark as an all-rounder in any which ways. They will be looking at him as primarily a bowler who at best batted number 9. Batting him anywhere above that in a T20 it's not like he's going to give you great value. So that's to begin with, that's going to be one thing. And also with Stark, it's the left arm angle, and yeah, he is an X factor bowler, man. On his day, he'll definitely win you games. And we've seen him do that for RCB way back in 2014 and 15. So that's what people will be looking at. But oh, wow, interesting with that. RCB removed him. In Stark's defense, RCB didn't remove him. हमने तो उसको उल्टा 2 season और रखा था. He never really came back to India to play the IPL. Wish he did, but yeah. Long story short, yeah, we definitely did not remove him, but expect him to get a lot of money, man. Him. Then there's Pat Cummins as well, who you should expect a lot of money to go to. Who
What
else?
about someone like Harry Brook, Hasaranga, Coatsy? Do you think they'll feature in the top 3-4 buys in the auction?
Hasranga probably, yeah. Harry Brook, I'd be very surprised, especially based on the IPL he had last year. The only reason why I even think he'll get multiple bids is because of his blitzkrieg against West Indies just a few days ago. Else at best he would have been a base price pick for someone like an MI or someone. But I don't think teams should be spending a lot on him, especially teams that don't need a top order / middle order batter right now, which is most of them. So yeah, but Stark it will be for me right now.
Okay, lots more comments coming through, which was always good to see. Rupendra Yadav saying Suresh Raina was bidding for CSK at mock auction and all his picks were wrong. Delhi reunion, possible or not. Ratish Gambhir, Ritik Shokeen saying Manoj Anderson. And AJ Ragnarok, someone like George Linder getting a franchise, maybe MI plays for him in the SE20. And Hasaranga might feature if SRH might go on their spending spree. What do you think are the trends that we might experience? I mean, I know it's going to be not like other auctions, and I say that because they're going to be, of course, uncapped players coming through, and I know it's kind of normal, but do you think they're going to hold back? Do you think some teams are just going to go heavy? Because you look at, for example, Rajasthan Royals, they don't have that much of a purse, so they're going to wait and watch. Do you feel similar to Lucknow? Next.
Yeah, I think some auction things you can't change. Like Hyderabad overspending, Punjab showing off that we have a lot of money, some random buys from them just out of blue. Delhi trying to raise prices. Those things never go out of the way. They'll always be part of the setup. I expect Mumbai, Gujarat, and Chennai to be very, very specific in terms of who they go after. They are also the sides who you see in auction. They don't go really after everybody. But if there are people that they want to target, they'll go after them. Like Chennai went a long way for Sam. They went a long way for Shahrukh as well. They went for a few other all-rounders. So you could see that this is what they're getting at. So that is something that I'm expecting tomorrow as well. I expect Punjab to make a couple of over-exceeding buys at least. So the 20 figure ka mark hai, I think only Punjab or SRS can do it. Because they are the ones who possibly love to just splash the cash. And I have a name as well who I think might go there. That is Travis Head, because recency bias, India ke samne acha khela, that's what they remember. So I think Travis Head could be one of the options. The only reason why I feel even Travis Head could cross that mark is because he's an all-rounder, like that he could potentially bowl. And I feel in IPL at times it's very rare for us to see an overseas bowler or an overseas batter go for too many, because 14 15 is a lot of amount. So I feel if you're only adding one skill, then I don't know, unless the team needs that guy desperately, I don't think that teams will go very hard. But if it's an all-rounder like a Maxwell or a Travis Head, again, Travis Head, I don't think he's done enough in this format, but you can't help what people feel and what franchises feel. So I think that is what will continue to happen. Uh, Again, with SRH, you don't know. Sometimes after last year, I'm saying whatever I say with SRH with everything in mind, that they could really do anything and everything under the sun. So, and again, sorry for that sun pun. It just came out. No intentions there.
Okay. Rohan randomly asking again, Akshay Bhai, do you enjoy this job? Please tell him that you do, and we don't force you to say it.
I just feel Rohan is someone who some HRS just planted here, because every watch along, every review, there is one very interesting out of cricket question that how did you get into cricket? Do you enjoy your job? which other sports do you like? मतलब proper ऐसा लग रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा HR इंटरव्यू के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहा है, तो thanks रोहन.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, मेरे को मेल आया था आज ही कि I haven't responded to the 6 month feedback and all of that. I'm guessing Rohan Patil is sort of, from that side of things. But thank you so much, Rohan, for asking. Yeah, I'm loving my job. What's not to love, man? I mean, getting to watch cricket, getting to talk about it, getting to write about it. It's great fun, great learning experience for me as well. We all do mistakes, but we keep learning and we keep trying, like Nikhil Bhai says. So yeah, having lots of fun here.
Okay, Akshay, another one coming your way because they're, of course, former RCB pros. How much do you think these guys will get? Both the H's.
Both of them should go in excess of 10 crores, to be honest. Again, for Hasranga, because Mumbai, if anything, I won't be surprised if Mumbai go as far as even 12, 13, 14 crores. I know the number sounds a bit outlandish given that they have a purse of just 17, 18 crores, but that's literally the one vacancy they have that they want to fill. Baki sab ke liye they'll find suitable domestic options as well. We mentioned names like Kartik Tyagi, Chetan Sakaria. You've got a lot of other names as well for pacers. But when it comes to a spin bowling all-rounder who's also a gun fielder, who's an aggressive spin option, who's not a defensive spin option, Hasranga ticks all those boxes for them and can bat at number 8, can more than bat at number 8 for them. So I'd be very surprised if Mumbai don't go, all guns blazing for him. So will SRH, because SRH is in the lookout for just one such spinner. So both teams, I'm expecting just these two teams to drive the price up to 10, 11. With Harshal, something I've mentioned before, RCB, Delhi, Lucknow would love to. I mean, not RCB, sorry. Chennai, Delhi, Lucknow would love to have someone like someone like a Harshal Patel. But don't be surprised if Hyderabad with their purse or Gujarat with their purse just decide to come in and drive up the prices. So yeah, they'll be having fun there.
Okay, super. You guys, all you lovely people watching, like I keep saying, please like this video and, of course, give us a shout out on our individual handles, as you can see over there. Mine's at MI-ghty every day. You can follow Nikhil on X at Cricket Crazy Nicks, beg your pardon, and Akshay _Kumar _Swami. You can, of course, get chatty with us, and the auction watch along will be fun. And we're going to probably do it for like 6 hours in the entirety of that. And if you're lucky, the India South Africa review as well later on, and game nights as well. So it's an absolute brilliant week ahead, Tuesday, Wednesday, and lots more, of course. And it's only going to get better on Monday Night Live because I made a quick call to one of the only men, of course, who's auctioned, beg your pardon, just been an auctioneer and a CEO of a former team. Let's see if you guys already guess who I'm trying to get on to the show today. And I've just spoken to him. He's going to join us in just a bit. So, of course, have some questions ready and we'll have that space as well. Meanwhile, take some more questions coming through. Ajinkya, good to see you. I always remember you because you won so many competitions already on MNL. So keep it coming. Do you see any team going for a captain in the auction, SRH or PVKS especially? Who do they have right now, gents? Shikhar Dhawan for Punjab and Hyderabad, potentially Bhuvi. Do they get someone?
I mean,
they already have Makaram.
Yeah. Bhuvi is a long shot. Both of them have captaincy choices, but I mean, it might not be surprising if you see them shopping for a captain because it is a new management, it is a new setup for SRH at least. So they might probably be looking in a different direction. So yeah, but both teams have captaincy choices. Punjab ke liye bhi Sam Curran did a more than decent job, in all fairness to him. So yeah, that's one option they can look at.
Okay. Ramana going on to say, I reckon Punjab have retained too many players who give them unnecessary headaches for their overseas selections. I would have released Bairstow and Short. I fully agree with you. The thing is, Ramana, now Punjab are kind of in a conundrum because they have to play Bairstow, they have to play Curran, they have to play Livingston, and potentially Rabada because they're for 9.2 crores, or Ellis, which is ridiculous. KL in middle order, good move or a bad move? I mean, if it happens, great. Really happens, great. And Ijaz just spot on. Charu Sharma is the man who's going to be joining us in just due course. So, of course, ask him anything. We'll, of course, ask him about the last year auction where he was rushed in the last minute to, of course, stand in for Hugh Hedmes, it was. So, who's been replaced, mind you. There's going to be a new, of course, auctioneer and the first ever female auctioneer as well, who did the WPL auction. So, good on her. Malika, what's her name? Malika Saga, beg your pardon. Yeah. So good on her, and we'll of course hear from Charu in just a bit. Kanan going on to add to that Punjab chat, boys. Going on to say Punjab could have released best to retain Shah Rukh and went for a captain.
Smith, I don't agree with, but retain Shah Rukh is a no-brainer. Again, you can only guess why they are trying to do that. I don't think they can think that they can buy him back cheap. I don't think that is going to be possible because it's demand and supply bit. There are very few all-rounders like him, and you may not see him always make the best of be in the best of forms. But see, there are some people who are great at support players, and there are some who are great in themselves in terms of leading it. I think Shahrukh is a great support player to have in your side, and may not always, but he's very good for Laika. But then that's TNPL, different setup, a lot of different competition. So I was again, I think all of us were very, very surprised when that happened. But yeah, it is just how things work at times with IPL.
Okay. Akshay, lots of questions with regards to not just bowling options, but spin bowling options and spin all rounders in particular. I know a couple of foreign names that a lot of RCB fans and respective fan channels who wanted. Akil Hussain comes to mind. People, of course, wanted a replacement for Shahbaz Ahmed, who, of course, is not with us anymore. I know we've got Mayank, but any other things I'm saying, any other spinners that you can think of?
Yeah, in terms of leg spinners, I did mention Chintlal Gandhi, I mentioned Jataved Subramaniam, so both are definitely spinners to look out for. Shreyas Gopal could be a decent pick given his experience and given that he's also sort of come back to form for Kerala this time around. Adil Rashid, I wouldn't want to sort of spend an overseas slot on a unidimensional overseas player, to be honest. Again, Adil Rashid, of course, bat kar sakte hain, but नंबर 9 के ऊपर तो उनको भी बैटिंग के लिए एक्सपेक्ट करना उनसे भी is a bit much. Shreyas Gopal, if he could give an over or two, but I would personally want a proper gun leg spinner. We're trying to replace the likes of Chahal and Hasranga here, so I don't know if Shreyas Gopal also makes the cut. Sorry. But in terms of options, Rehan Ahmed was one spinner that I was looking at, but he's unfortunately withdrawn himself from the auction, so he won't be a part of it. Chintlal Gandhi, definitely look out for him again. He was a part of the trials, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Santosh also goes on to mention that. So yeah, a lot of domestic options available. Definitely keeping a keen eye on who they go for. There's also Karyappa, by the way, who's had a fantastic domestic season, both for Karnataka and at the Maharaja T20 Trophy. So he's also another improved spinner, mystery spinner, can turn the ball both ways, has a good carrying ball, has a good quicker one as well. So definitely another name, you can keep an eye on.
Okay, super. We'll keep an eye on that. And you guys can keep an eye on us with regards to the auction watch along tomorrow. And we've just hit about 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're strong on Instagram as well. And not to forget, like this video, all you 100 people watching, because it's only going to get better. And I say that because we welcome a man who, of course, goes down in IPL history for many things. We're talking about our beloved Charu Sharma, who, of course, have pulled him out of a cricket tournament. Apparently, he's back in the comfort of his house. Charu, house proceedings, and good to see you on Monday Night Live.
Well, thank you so much. You just mentioned 40,000 subscribers or whatever, viewers. Fabulous. Well done, Mr. MI-ghty. Very proud of you. I must quickly apologize because of this cricket tournament that I was playing. It's our alumni pentangular. I was playing in Indore. There was so much shouting going on in the field. I was kind of skipping the first couple of games, and you got to shout all over the place for people to pay attention and move around. My throat's gone for a 6, but I hope it recovers in time. I have a couple of assignments, not the auction tomorrow, but I have a couple of other assignments where I will have to speak. So I'm sounding a lot worse than I do normally, but thank you for having me, Abhinav.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a pleasure indeed. And I'm sure Akshay and Nikhil will jump in with some questions. And I'm sure the people in the comments as well want to ask you a few things. We have you for a short time, but I'll try to squeeze in as much as possible. And I have to ask you the inevitable because, like you just mentioned, you're not on standby there because it's in Dubai, not the beloved Gardenia that we normally kind of associate. Last time around, I know, obviously, it was an absolute frequency. Did you ever kind of expect that in your wildest dreams? Were you told by the BCCI at that point in time that, look, I mean, in case of anything unforeseen, you'll be the man?
Are you kidding? Simple answer, 2-letter word, no. I mean, I wasn't really, if you want to go back to the history of a couple of years ago, I wasn't even really paying much attention to the auction at all because, people call it a mega auction and what have you because there were new teams. But, I'm not on the auction block and I'm not going for a few crores. So I don't really, good luck to the teams and who they get. So it was a complete bolt out of the blue. I was just very fortunate to be at the right place at the right time. I live in Bangalore. The auction was in Bangalore at a hotel next door to me. It was a 2-minute drive. And so everything kind of fell into place really quickly because when I got the call, I was able to respond very quickly. And, it was great fun here because as a lot of people may or may not know, I am a legitimate auctioneer, having done many auctions for many sporting or otherwise events. So it was just a very easy slip in. Can't hear
Thank you. We have a ritual where somebody always talks on mute because it's a ritual. So Savnish has done that for the day.
I was, I was wondering, is it my fault or what? Because I'm not technologically
No,
gifted.
apologies, because I was just kind of getting carried away with your story. So I was like, utmost ease.
Whoa, who's frozen, me or whom?
Nope, it's once again Avnish, if I'm not wrong. All of us seem to be working fine. But Charu, sir, great to have you here. Again, big
thank you.
fanboy personally. Yeah, and also I'm a big fan of Kabaddi as well. What you've done with PKL, been following it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing it. It's great. It's great to watch. When sports like these sort of get a platform on TV, and the way it's sort of garnered eyeballs. But I'm a hardcore RCB fan, so of course I have to take you all the way back to 2008 when IPL came into being. Of course, you were a part of it then. Yeah, it might not have been the greatest of seasons for us. Sure, I get the reaction. I know. I for one wasn't happy. I was a 10-year-old kid, then just crying day and day. Oh my goodness, come on, please win. But just want to know, because first season of IPL, we're venturing into the unknowns. We're not really sure what's going to happen, how to go for it, how to plan for the auctions, what's up. How was it like? Because building a team, we've heard from other sort of people on the periphery of how they went about it and all of that. What was it like at the RCB setup? Like, how was it? How was the entire environment? How was it? Because I remember the likes of Russell Crowe and all of them being a part of the opening ceremony. I've heard of anecdotes here and there and all of that. Please do let us know.
Martin Crowe. Anyway, yeah, why would you want to rake up that memory for me? I mean, what are you, some enemy of mine? What, you a sadist or what? But it was the whole process itself was fabulous, because nothing beats the first time, right? I mean, the first cut is always the deepest. And all of us were given very, very little time. I questioned myself about why I thought it'll be nice to look after a team rather than continue commentating as I was for many, many decades before that. But I just thought it was all very nice and new and exciting. And in the main, it was. And why was I disappointed on a personal level? Because I tend not to work too hard in my life, I'll confess. I'm kind of, easy come, easy go. But those 3 or 4 months that we had, and that's all the time we had anyway, about 3.5 months or so, I have never worked harder, because everything was just so short on time, and so much work to do, and there was so much learning for everybody. I was sort of off the game, but most of the others who were managing the other teams, or CEOs of the other teams, weren't. So I'm going to sound a little immodest. There was a lot of leaning on me, saying, okay, what do we do now? Where do we go now? What happens? So very exciting in that respect. But, owners sometimes are the way they are. And I kind of, I think, grossly underestimated what would be the situation in terms of the ownership and their interference and everything else. Because after all, if you own the team, I mean, you have a right to interfere, I suppose, even though one shouldn't. But, now I can teach a lot of people about and in fact, my self-styled PhD now, self-styled, is in why should somebody and who should be the one to own a team in a sports league. So if you want a long lecture, not today, we'll give it to you later, because you need to have the right people for the right reasons, more importantly. So it all ended very badly for me, and I must confess, I'm still a little petty about it. I still feel bad at what happened. And why did RCB lose so much is one of those things here. Virtually the same team was runner-up the next year. So there wasn't something fundamentally wrong with the team. They lost a few narrow, typical last ball, first whatever, one ball and stuff like that. Or and the morale suffered hugely because of just the way the team was handled once I left. So, they just could never recover. And I'm sorry that a 10-year-old was very upset at that point of time. But wasn't my fault. I wasn't bowling, I wasn't batting, and I wasn't taking the catches or dropping them. But yeah, the atmosphere got very strange in the dressing room thereafter, and they couldn't recover. But essentially, it wasn't a bad bunch of people. And the story of getting that team together, not only the team, but the whole, league together from the management angle as well, there are 1,000 stories, yeah. So I'll have to save it up for a little later.
Indeed, Charu, apologize, of course, with my audio and then my net just dropping out. Absolute slanderous of me to do that. But just a quick couple ones from the comments before we let you go. Kanan's asking you an obvious one. How is the preparation for an auctioneer like before the auction? And even more so in your case, where it was pretty much back of the hand stuff, right?
Well, so whatever I say now is actually superfluous because I went in there with zero preparation. So what's the preparation for an auctioneer? Zero, nothing. But no, that's not the truth. There is an auction book, which is basically all the names that need to be auctioned and the various categories. Auctioneering, I've said it before, I'll say it again, is like, if you have an IQ of 10, you can be a reasonably good auctioneer because there isn't much of a skill, as it were. There are kinds and kinds of auctions. So I'm going to say this very quickly to Kanan. The most difficult ones are the charity auctions. And I've done many of those where you're trying to sell something to raise money for charity, because then you have to push people. You have to infuse a lot of humor and personal stuff. And come on, Kanan, bid for this. The money is going to go to children who are in need and so on and so forth. And you keep pushing and cajoling people. That's the worst because, you get fed up of pushing and cajoling. And people are looking, saying, hey, spare me, don't look at me, and so on and so forth. But a professional auction doesn't really need much in terms of an auctioneer's knowledge even. Because you go in there and a standard auctioneer, and I've done many auctions for, say, carpets or whatever else it may be, or, furniture, or being a regular auctioneer. And of course, many sporting auctions as well. I mean, you get a name in non-human auctions, it's lot number, 24, let's begin. Or in human auctions, it's MI-ghty. Next up, let's go. So, and the one thing an auctioneer should not necessarily, or most times do, is push. In, say, the IPL auction, I'm not going to push a player. All players are the same. So one has to be very careful to not push because you could be seen as favoring somebody. So neutrality, I suppose, is very important, which comes easy to me. And you say, okay, next, MI-ghty. Base price, 20 lakhs. Who wants to give me 20? And you begin and you go for. And so it's a very, very elementary, virtually non-skilled work. So anybody can do it. You guys, easy. Yes, it helps to know the language really well in which you're auctioneering because you don't want to be stuck for words. And you have to keep a pretty sharp eye and a mind on who's bidding what and carrying it on. There are a couple of very small auction rules, as it were. I don't want to bore you with it, but it's a very, very elementary job. I just think that because not much happens in India in terms of auctions, people tend to value it like, oh my God, auctioneer. It's almost a non-job really in terms of skill. Sorry, I don't mean to demean it, but if you're interested in the truth, Kanan, that's the truth. So very little preparation, except perhaps on pronunciation. You want to try and get that right. Most of the Goras don't get a lot of Indian names right, but all of us get a lot of the Firangi name right. So, it's just one of those things. That's all you need to prepare. And otherwise, if it's on television, you need to also pay attention to what the television demands are in terms of a break and this, that, and the other. But I'll finish very quickly by saying it's an extremely elementary job.
I mean, you say that with extreme modesty as well, Charu. We really appreciate it.
It's
And
the
how
truth.
you took literally a duck to water. I mean, it was brilliant to see that. And of course, I know you personally, so I was just like, oh my God, props to you. Last one then, before we let you go. Cricketer Tashan is pouring in his thoughts saying, love your contribution to PKL, by the way. And he has a Kabaddi podcast. And not to forget your work in the Everest Premier League in Nepal. But he wants to know, what are your future plans in terms of cricket going ahead? Do you have any?
Well, not just cricket, but perhaps in life. I've never had any plan at all. So, I've been very fortunate. Things come to me and I'm happy to accept largely or once in a while because of scheduling. I don't. But if it's in the world of sport, whatever it may be, I'm game, provided I have the time in terms of my schedule. I of late, because I've somehow been leg glanced from the main commentary team for the main international sort of cricket, which is another long story, and let's not go there. I tend to be really happy to be involved. So you mentioned the Everest Premier League, things like that, where people need, if I can be a little immodest, they need somebody who can enhance the value of whatever new is happening around the world. I've always been one for let's not call it the underdog, but for raising the standards wherever they need to be raised. And I'm really pleased that a lot of people still, in their wisdom, give me a call and are able to do work in cricket leagues or cricket events around the world where now there's so much more happening. And I suppose I have what you would loosely call experience. So I'm able to assist in ensuring that they don't make, simple errors and to fine tune their efforts. And this is across many sports in terms of many leagues, and particularly cricket events as well, where people are putting a lot of new things together. Out in the West, cricket in America is now kind of shaping up. And I do think that if cricket wants to be not just an Indian rah-rah-rah sport, we need to have many more countries playing. And I do think that cricket now needs to try and become global. We can't end up like an American football kind of situation. 1, 2, 3 nations play, and that's it. Bye bye. Everybody rejoices. No, I think cricket needs to grow up and truly become global. We need to see Japan. We need to see Brazil. We need to see Canada. We need to see Congo. We need to see Morocco. What are we doing with a handful of nations and then applauding just because we do well between the 6 or 7 nations that play decent cricket? I mean, come on, guys. We need to grow up as a sport. Sorry
I mean,
about that tirade.
No, absolutely. I mean, words to, of course, go by. And Charu, thank you so much for your time on this Monday Night Live. Really, really appreciate it. And good luck to, of course, everyone who's going to be taking up the job of an IPL auction, because Charu Sharma has absolutely nailed it. And we'll see you soon, Charu.
Well, yeah, thanks. But I do have to add a tail piece here. That, at that point of time, everybody seemed to be, oh my God, we found our own person. Now we don't need to go anywhere. Guess what happened the next year? We got the same guy back. So be it. All right. Thanks, Evan, for getting in touch. Thanks, guys.
Champion.
Bye.
Lovely to have him, and we'll see him soon. So there you guys have it. I mean, Monday Night Live couldn't get better. Of course, Charu Sharma just giving us some thoughts and makes you think about his job at that point in time. And look, we'll get you some more IPL flavor going ahead. We wanted to get you some analysts before in previous shows, and we want to also get you a couple of IPL scouts and how they go about their business. But fantastic show so far, boys. We have so much left. Before I could find my charger and my iPod, my laptop crashes. Let's just play that best of the rest sting to get started and talk about other things. Best of the rest then, and of course we'll talk about a whole host of things with so much cricket going about. South Africa versus India, and of course the India women's beating the England women's, and how, and not to forget, from the southern hemisphere all the way up to the Caribbean, there's so much cricket to chat about. And we'll also show you the newsletter, which pops up every once in a week on cricket.com in just a bit. But we'll start with South Africa versus India, and that first ODI. Plenty of positives, which I picked out with Gurkirat and Somesh, but not you boys. So did you like Sai Sudarshan? Did you like Avesh? Did you like Arshdeep? What was it? Nikhil, start with you.
It was great. I don't think any one of us saw that coming in terms of how it panned out, because I was outside just watching it on, not doing anything else but watching on mute and being with family otherwise. So I wasn't down under or something like that. So I couldn't understand what's happening in terms of, okay, Reese's got out. Okay, insiders, maybe there is some movement. Oh, and now we have, okay, Avnish is gone by. So, yeah, I mean, it is exactly how the last game went for me. Okay, I could really grasp my mind, ke, kya ho raha hai? Arvid's gotten out first ball. Klaasen gets out trying to defend. Markram gets out trying to defend. Miller is fishing outside off stump. So I really couldn't make any sense of it. But it was good that Arshdeep was able to make the new ball talk. Not for the first time that he's done that, but I just felt it in terms of happy that two people who were associated with a lot of lack of control, they were able to just extract everything that there was on offer for them, and for one to end up with 4 and the other to end up with 5. I think it will help Arshdeep a lot more, because you just felt that he needed that confidence. I felt even more so in this format. If he's to be part of the setup. And again, I think Sai was classic. I think there is something that I've started to feel about players who are coming in, is the different types of shots. That is something that really caught my eye in terms of how Sai is driving like this. And you don't see a lot of that happening from Indian players. you saw him coming down the ground and clipping past mid on. I don't remember the last guy to do that. Maybe Pant does it. I don't remember Jadeja doing it as much. So again,
Hardik,
it's maybe the and but yeah, that's still on the IPL level. You don't see it for India in that sense. And Shreyas here getting off the mark with a lovely try. So again, maybe just that. I also felt Avesh and Asdeep were bowling with a slightly different action. I don't know if it was just me. I felt they were using a lot more wrist. So maybe that's what I observed, that when I'm not watching a lot of cricket or watching it after a day's gap, suddenly I'm feeling new things. So but I don't know whether I'll be able to take so many breaks, but fortunate enough. But I think India will take that win because pink ODIs sometimes have left scary memories. Sorry, Quinton de Kock, and thank you also. But good to have a big win like that for India.
yeah, absolutely. Kanan, keep your questions coming through. I might not take all of them right now, but in the 12th man segment, we will. And we have Akshay's quiz as well. And Pranav, we really appreciate this comment because we are trying our best to kind of enhance the show, every show going forward. So keep locked on cricket.com and, of course, press the bell icon indeed. And words of wisdom 100% from Charu Sharma. Go rewind it if you guys are just joining us. And like Superhero says, sorry for coming late. I was buying players for RCB and RC24. Buy them Cricket 24, man. I mean, Cricket 24 is also a good game indeed. Akshay, I'll ask you about the women's because they absolutely stormed past Heather Knight and her Eves. And I mean, it's back-to-back test matches. Let's put that out there. India have got the job done against England. Now, if they beat Australia, I mean, we're pretty much the world test champions then, right? In the women's game.
I just want to ask who did well, Avnish. Do you remember the player who took 9 wickets?
Oh, Nix's beloved Deepthi Sharma. I mean, she's just been absolutely brilliant. In the first innings, 5 for spit. In the second innings, absolutely another 4 for something like that. But even with the bat in hand, she was brilliant. You look at that Indian first innings scorecard, 69, 68, 67, 66, which is ridiculous. But what did you like the most, Akshay?
I mean, was very happy to see a certain Shubha Satish. Again, have to put that out there. What a fantastic find, and kudos to the selectors. We've been criticizing them rightfully, about how they've not gotten their sort of selections right and all of that. And come the India series, they've not only come up with new talents, they've also unearthed a couple of names who've not really done much in the domestic circuit. I still remember during the WPL auction, when she was when her services were secured, she had a strike rate of 74 in T20. I was like, "Kya chal raha hai, bhai? Kyun? What is this player? What's happening?" All of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's a part of the Indian setup. She's handed a cap with Jemmy and Renuka Singh Thakur. Fantastic debut. The batting was just phenomenal. I would have just liked if someone went on to get a century as well. All of them got fantastic starts. All of them really got their iron, and unfortunately, got dismissed. Let's not talk about the Harman run out, of course. Deepthi Sharma, this is a format tailor-made for her, both the bat and the ball. ODIs and T20s, you would still want to consider primarily a bowling option before you think of her batting abilities. With tests, there's none of that. वो जितना चाहे टाइम ले ले आराम से बॉल तो टाइम करती ही रहती है. It was just good to watch her, man. And again, best bowling figures for an Indian in Indian women's test cricket history. Kudos to her. That was fantastic to watch. And Renuka Singh Thakur doing Renuka Singh things with the new ball. मतलब अब तो आदत सी हो गई है भाई कि ये तो ऐसे ही करिए, बस 2 महीने बाद WPL है रेणुका. प्लीज 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 बस यही वहां
वर्ल्ड कप है वर्ल्ड कप है 2025 वाला. That I think I'll love if she can do that in that World Cup. And of course, you have the T20 World Cup also. So let's see.
But plenty of positives. I mean, generally to look forward to women's cricket even more. The WPL, of course, auction concluded, 9 days ago it was. We did an auction for that. If you guys want to go check that out, it's an absolute fun watch. We got, of course, Neha's, who's our new cricket expert in that watch along. Try to, of course, check her out as well. With regards to the other cricket going about, and of course, let us know your highlight of this India women's test against England, because I'll tell you one thing. If you go back and watch all the day 1, day 2, day 3 highlights, you look at the turn and how Sneh Rana is just absolutely getting the best of the best out. You look to talk about Dipti, of course. It was just a treat to the eye. We've seen it so much with the men, and Ashwin and Jadeja do that. It was so good to see the women do that indeed. Right, Australia-Pakistan next, which I just really want to quickly talk about, because Australia, it is something that Michael Vaughan spoke about on commentary. It's something that we all know as fans as well, that the only team that can give Australia a run for their money in their own backyard is us, India, for sure. Because again, it's the same sort of tale, Nikhil. Anyone go there, England, Pakistan, South Africa, New Zealand. They just get hammered because Australia get the runs on the board. This time, Warner silencing Mitchell Johnson brilliantly. And then you talk about Lion doing Lion things as well. So how would you put that across? And was your moment of the test match Lion getting past 500?
Uh, I have again always been a guy for underdogs. I found the Alex Carey dismissal to from Amir Jamal very heartening to see, because again he's someone, a lot of us who've seen Shaheen's cricket and all of those tours always felt that he could do well. I think Pakistan had a very decent outing. I felt Shehzad was very good. Khurram Shehzad, the new bowler, he was far more disciplined. Took new ball wickets in second innings as well. I think Pakistan showed glimpses, but that's what Australia is, right? They are very ruthless. First, Warner went clubbing in terms of clubbing everybody around, and then Marsh went clubbing everybody around, and then see the score, as you know, you talk about the scoreboard pressure. I think Pakistan still began very well with Shafiq and Imam, but you always knew the moment they come out to bat next, and there'll always be a big score because Australia will keep going. Everybody played their shots, but Khwaja got a handy 90. So I think it was just Australia sticking to their plans. I think Pakistan will possibly take a few positives from the first innings, because the second innings there was nothing much to discuss with the bat. But with the ball, I still feel Shehzad and Jamal were very good in whatever they did. There was also a catch dropped very early of Warner, which is again probably a routine now. कि भाई होता ही है उसके साथ तो. But yeah, again, it just highlights the efforts of Pujara also. I think that often gets misled or not given enough due that okay, we won because a lot of other performers as well. But to counter that kind of relentless bowling, you need the bowling, but you also need that batting. There's a very good clip of Pat Cummins bowling at the same spot to Babar Azam and eventually getting it out. So I think there were a lot of moments where a lot of Indian batters did all of this bit very well. In terms, whether it be Vihari or even Ashwin and Pujara and all of them. So I think it just tells you it takes a lot, and there is a reason why even England struggle, right? They play a lot of cricket in Australia, and they have place a lot of focus on that preparation wise as well. But it's not easy, and I hope we'll see a better Boxing Day test. Let's see.
Yeah, you speak about the Boxing Day test. That is next for Pakistan, Melbourne. And then, of course, they play the New Year's test in Sydney. So, 3-match series. They're 1-0 down. The Shan Masood era hasn't really kicked off to the way they wanted. But the writing's always on the wall, and everyone knows that indeed. All you guys watching, please, of course, like this particular video and hit subscribe, because we're moving quickly towards 42,000, which is absolutely brilliant. The cricket.com community, thanks to you guys, is getting stronger with each passing day. I will, of course, feature the news letter in a bit. But Akshay, what have you liked so far? So much of cricket. I don't know how much of you followed it, because, of course, you've been on a liquid diet in the last weekend or so. Liquid diet, man. The soups and the juices.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have to. You could have ended it there, and it would have been just as fine. You didn't have to go and sort of explain yourself. Yeah, liquid diet पे था, बस खत्म बात. उससे आगे आपको बढ़ने की जरूरत थी नहीं. But yeah,
but the benefit with the liquid diet, sometimes it happens in the ungodly hours and the wee hours of the night. So it coincided well with the West Indies England particular series. Any particular likings over there?
Yeah.
Late night
Really, that's exactly what I was looking forward to during the weekend. Na liquid diet, दोपहर शाम को करो, और West Indies England series रात को देखो. Of course, that's pretty much how my life works right now. And yeah, it was not the greatest in terms of cricket viewing. ज़्यादा कुछ देखा ही नहीं है. India South Africa मेरे को पता चला belatedly कि बॉस हर्षदीप ने 5 लिया हुआ है. And talking about the England West Indies series, though, I did catch the highlights of that Harry Brook blitzkrieg, like I mentioned earlier. Andy Russell was just pummeled left, right, and center. 31 of 7, if I'm not wrong. I mean, it reminded me of the Nidahas Trophy final that the knock that DK had played. And so you never know. Knocks like these is exactly what IPL teams are looking for, especially so close to the IPL auction. He definitely might have added a crore or two to his pay this time around. Fantastic on his part. Coming to the Australia-Pakistan game, like Nikhil Bhai mentioned, nothing much to talk. I did feel कि based on how Abdullah Shafiq and Imam had started, वो 300 तक अगर कहीं ना कहीं कैसे पहुंच जाते ना, they probably had a chance of probably drawing it. Unfortunately, wasn't to be the case. Imam got out, and then from there it was just downhill for them. Amir Jamal, I was really impressed with what I saw. Hit those hard lengths pretty well, and he bowls the heavy ball, which is what is required in Australia. That's what people keep saying time and again. And the video that Nikhil Bhai spoke about, Pat Cummins is bowling in that small box. Kya 6 by 6 का एक छोटा सा बक्सा टक 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 just bowling at it relentlessly. Reminded me of McGrath, so yeah, fantastic there. बाकी तो बस सब चंगासी भाई यहाँ पे भी.
Changasi, indeed. By the way, give this video a like, and of course, tomorrow you guys need no reminding, but I'll do it again. Tuesday, IPL auction watch along. It'll start around 1 p.m. We'll be there. We'll, of course, put out all the creatives and social media, Instagram in particular, and YouTube. So you will get the messaging in just a bit. And if you guys are just tuning in right now, we've had such a great Monday Night Live. I can't even tell you. Rewind and rewatch, however, and whenever you like, because we've spoken about uncapped player picks. Nikhil has, of course, had a knack of getting lots of his predictions right. So, of course, tune in earlier to find out who his uncapped player picks were for the auction. Akshay, of course, has given his thoughts about RCB and what movement could happen in the auction. And not to forget, Charu Sharma as well just joined us about 20 minutes ago. We're going to go forward to that Akshay quiz in just a bit. But as usual, in the Best of the Rest segment, I have to, of course, show you the particular weekly newsletter. So let's, of course, have...
Yes, nicely done. Nicely done. The pause helped clearly.
Of course. Now, as you can see, lots, of course, has been discussed already, thanks to three of us in this Monday Night Live podcast. But there's so much to show you right now. And if you guys like your written stuff, cricket.com is a place to be. So Hardik Pandya, of course, the saga we spoke about, and all the other things you might have missed. Of course, kudos to Bangladesh and winning the Asia Cup, the under-19, that is. They beat India in the semi-finals. And India had the names of Mushir Khan and so on and so forth. So well done, Bangladesh. And someone's put up a Bangladesh under-19 trophy cabinet, the World Cup, and, of course, the Asia Cup indeed. So much of other cricket. Remember, the New Zealand-Bangladesh series is not happening in Bangladesh anymore. It's back into Kiwi land. And the New Zealand men taking 1-0 lead over there with regard to a curtailed contest. And, of course, what's been happening off the field, other things we'll keep you up to speed about, because, look, I mean, Mohammad Shami missing, South Africa Test, the England Lions playing 4-day matches, and a whole host of news, which you guys can, of course, see in this particular feature. That's all I'll say, and that's all I'll show, because you guys can go check out our website and the app. And it's time to, of course, move on to better things for you guys, given it's Akshay's quiz. It's time for Howzzat. Right, so last week, Howzzat was a riveting question, which was this. And we'll, of course, ask Akshay the answer for this before he tells us and shows you guys what he wants to this week. So, Akshay, take it away.
Yep, very simple again. Identify the player. The player had represented 4 teams in the IPL. Last played in the IPL in 2013. Another piece of trivia, I genuinely loved him. I always considered him to be an underrated player. Trivia nahi, sort of just an additional piece of information. Relevant to clearly nahi hai. But yeah, and the answer to that is, of course, a certain Umesh Shah, who represented England back in the day. Really loved what I saw of him. Rajasthan ke liye. In fact, someone did mention that this guy was on the other end when Ajinkya Rahane got his maiden IPL century. Wow, man, interesting stat. But the winner for last week's Howzzat is, of course, Mohit Singhvi. So congratulations on getting yourself a voucher, an Amazon voucher. So do get in touch with us on Twitter. Just DM cricket.com and our social media team will take care of the rest. Also, again, very happy to see a lot of answers coming in last time around. Make sure you guys keep commenting on the main comment section. You never know, you might be in for a voucher as well. So this week, again, in line with IPL and just trying to guess players, we've got one more player for you. There you go. Played for the Kings 11 Punjab from 2012 to 2017. Then played for the Delhi Daredevils in 2018. Was a part of the Royal Challengers Bangalore in 2019 and 20 before going to the Kolkata Knight Riders in 21. Before winning a title with Gujarat Titans in 2022, his first one in IPL. So yeah, who's this player? You have to make a guess. Again, make sure you don't guess in the live chat. You have to wait for the live stream to end. Of course, Nikhil Bhai saying, yeah, I know. Sure, congratulations, Nikhil Bhai.
I know as well.
Let me thoda instructions khatam kar lete.
Bro, I'm very surprised because normally you stump both of me and Nikhil, but this time we both got it, bro. क्या हो रहा है?
Yeah.
अच्छे बात.
I got it last time also within a minute.
हाँ तो मतलब we want more people to guess, we want more people to feel involved. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए ना.
And
तो
it isn't Don Bradman, but good shout there. It could have
yeah,
been
good
very
shout.
close.
Really good shout. And yeah, just make sure you don't guess in the live chat. At least not your correct guess. Wait for the live stream to end, and you will have to then comment in the main comment section. I do love singing, but Ijaz, I don't think you've heard me sing, so I'm not sure where is this coming from. This is the comment. This is the comment that deserves some praise. So yeah, Avnish. हाँ गा ले भाई, थोड़ा गाना भी गा ले. क्या गाना नहीं गा सकता?
Gali, no Gali, it was. I was like, but yeah, if you know, you know. But Akshay, I mean, reminder for all the people in this week's How's That? You guys can only win it in the comments, not the live
Yep.
chat.
Exactly, not the live chat. Wait for the live stream to end, and you guys can get chatty on the main comment section as well. So just wait for that to happen. There you go. Once again, 2012 to 2017, Kings 11 Punjab, then Delhi Daredevils in 2018, RCB in 2019 and 2020, Kolkata Knight Riders in 21, and Gujarat Titans in 22. There you go. These are the teams.
And we work with him. I won't say more.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. देते रहो भाई, हाँ देते रहो, बस यही करते रहो आप.
Now it's literally fastest finger first on cricket.com. 100%. Right. Let's move on to, of course, you guys who, of course, we don't do this show without. I'm talking about all the lovely people in the live chat and all their lovely questions gone by because we've saved it for, you guessed it, the 12th man. Right. Thank you so much for, of course, sending in so many questions throughout this Monday Night Live. Absolutely brilliant. We'll take some random ones as we start off with Kanan here. Who could be Australia's openers once Warner and Khwaja are done? With Marsh not interested in a move to the top, can Cameron Green be groomed to be an opener? Who wants to take this?
Yeah,
I think it's a
Arden,
long time.
reflection, reflection of what it was. Sorry, Nikhil, bhai, you can go. You can go.
No, I think it's going to be very, very key with Cam Green and them managing his workload. I don't think opening the batting might be the best way for him if they are going to use him as all rounders in all three formats of the game. But option to hai. But again, opening is a very, very. I still say it's a very, very specialist job, and only if you feel that the guy has all the prerequisites, and then should you move past your options from your circuit to grooming someone as a test opener. So let's see. It's a long way off, and we'll see names by the time the next tour comes about, which is probably post IPL. So let's see. Then tab tak aaram.
Okay. Sagnik Datta, maybe new to the channel. If you are, please subscribe. Within the three original franchises, he goes on to ask Akshay, among RCB, DC, and Punjab, what do you guys think? Who will get the trophy first?
I'm hoping it's RCB. That's all I can say. अभी इससे ज़्यादा कौन जीतेगा वो तो वक्त ही बताएगा भाई. I genuinely hope कि RCB wins. That's all I can say.
Yeah, my answer is
Okay.
the same.
Okay. Another one coming your way, Akshay. Who will they go for RCB according to you? What's your gut feel? Coatsy or Stark?
Between the two, I would say Kurtzi because he would probably be cheaper. I don't want RCB spending a significant chunk of their purse on a single overseas pacer, especially someone who's as sort of fickle as Stark when it comes to IPL availability. पता चला ले लिया फिर बोल दिया सॉरी टाटा बाय बाय मैं तो यहाँ पे बैठ के चिल करेगा एशेज खेलेगा वर्ल्ड कप का प्रिपरेशन करेगा नहीं चाहिए बिल्कुल रिस्क नहीं लेने का एज अ सर्टेन बाबूराव आपने सेड 20 years ago मैं उसी में विश्वास रखता हूँ so let's hope that Kurtzi would be a better choice between the two for me and has that Siraj's passion. It'd be great to see Kohli, Kurtzi, Siraj, all three of them बस पागलों की तरह कुछ भी नहीं बस यहाँ वहाँ बस it'd be great to watch that for sure.
He doesn't even want
Okay,
a trophy. ठीक है. ठीक.
I'll throw two to Knicks right now. First is Hisham going on to say Travis had played in middle order before. Teams need number 5 players. Could he get big bucks?
Yeah, he could, which is why I said he could really get the big bucks tomorrow because they could use his bowling as well. Again, not 4 overs, but 2 to 3, depending on the matchup. And I mean, he got class in out. It'll take me some years to forget that dismissal. So watch out for Delhi doing Delhi things, and they could potentially not buy English, but buy Travis Head. Possible.
Warner, Travis Head, and Mitch Marsh for Delhi with Ponting
Yeah.
captain. Brilliant. Next, take this one as well because CSK. Do you think this will happen?
I hope it does because I also think Chennai will be able to use his batting better. I don't think a lot of teams have done that in the past, so I feel that will be definitely. As again, we've discussed Harshal, Shardul, and all of them in detail about about which teams are likely to take them. So all of Lucknow, Chennai. If he goes to Gujarat, you should be scared because then that bowling lineup gets covered even more. Because at this point of time, the only bowler they don't have is kind of a guy who can bowl slow cutters, variations in the middle overs. So that would just be very good to have as an option.
Okay. Santosh Sharpa going on to have his say, if I can just get above a comment. Overseas prediction for each team: CSK, Hazelwood, DC going for Jason Holder. He feels stuck. And GT, KKR to get Courtesy. Where is he mentioned RCB over there? Oh, it's an interesting shout from Santosh Sharpa, who's an RCB fan. Indeed. Couple more to wrap up proceedings because it's been an enthralling 1 hour, 20 minutes or so, which has honestly seen quite a bit, and there will be more tomorrow indeed. Can Manoj Bhandage be our finisher this year? Asked Arius Stark Akshay. Saw him in the Vijay Hazare Trophy doing very well. He's the only Indian all rounder we've retained, right? I mean, in the sense, there's, of
Mahipal
course.
Longpur.
But
Oh,
how
correct.
do you
Yeah,
even forget? How?
right.
Sorry. Sorry.
Excuse me. And again, so yeah, can Manoj bandage as Iris
अरे
Stark?
नहीं यार, ठीक है.
Kidding, just kidding. Jokes apart.
Bandage.
Yeah, Bhandge should ideally be given a chance. Should he be our designated finisher? I feel, मतलब इतना suddenly इतने crucial role में उसको सीधा slot
Hmm.
करना wouldn't be the wisest of choices. खिलाओ उसको नंबर 5 पे खिलाओ, थोड़ा डीके के ऊपर खिलाओ, थोड़ा उसको cushion दो.
Yeah.
Let us see how he goes about it because between I mean there's a huge gap. I mean in terms of skill between the Ranji Trophy or the domestic circuit and IPL. So let us see if he's able to cross that bridge. So I want to see that. If he's able to do that, then sure, why not? We love to have someone like him as our designated finisher. Had a fantastic VHA, like you mentioned, quarterfinals में 69 of 37. That was a fantastic knock. Sorry, semi-final में against Haryana.
Hmm.
That's a different thing. But yeah, he really again he's very similar to Dubey in that feet movement ज़्यादा कुछ है ही नहीं. Likes to use his hands a lot. Likes to also go targets the V once again. Doesn't seem like he has enough power. Looks like a small, tiny asa, but pocket size dynamite. Can pack a punch for sure. Hopefully he'll get a chance this time.
Okay. Ankit ATP going on to say CSK could go for SRK, Mitchell, and Kotsi, Harshal to set a team for the future. And Archit Ariman, good to see you. I hope someone picks up a certain Suyash Hegde. Suyash Hegde, Monish Reddy, and Shubhang Hegde. Very good players worth investing in. And Kanan going on to ask who could be Ara's all-rounder picks. Go read the particular players that they can go check out, Kanan, because I know I've taken your question already, but I just want to end with Kushal's question because I think he's been asking this and a few other people in the comments as well, Nix. What are we going to expect with someone like Manish Pandey? Lots of IPL experience, but will he get takers? Will it be like a Rahani story for him?
It could be, and I won't think it's a bad thing. With Manish Pandey, I think it's about using him well and just giving him the right spot to come good. I think teams have done that and they've seen glimpses of him coming good, but then consistency or role clarity, somewhere something has gone wrong and he hasn't flourished as much you'd expect. First Indian to hit a ton. So I do expect Chennai to go for him or Karun Nair और शाहरुख खान. आई थिंक तीनों में से कोई एक तो डेफिनेटली चेन्नई में आएगा एंड द रोल इज ऑल्सो समथिंग विच इज वेरी क्लियर दैट सो आई होप दे डू दैट. Can KKR take him? They might as well. Gambhir is back at KKR. I won't be surprised if Manish Pandey is back at KKR in that role. Possibly 4-5, who knows? But they already have a lot of options in terms of KKR का batting lineup. Akshay to tagged as one of the best Indian core that there is. So I don't think वहाँ पे opening है. So let's see how it goes. And again, auctions are very, very unpredictable. If teams get their first targets, then a lot of them may go unsold. But if they don't, then they'll all get a few gigs, maybe in the accelerated auction towards the end.
Okay, one name then, because Kanan asked a good one, which I was going to ask you guys anyway. What is going to be the surprise overseas pick this auction? One name we can all hold ourselves hostage to tomorrow and perhaps clip it out for future social media pieces. I'm going to go first and stick my neck out there by saying, oh my God, this is a bold one. I'll probably go Alzari Joseph. I think Alzari Joseph will get in excess of 10-12 crores.
अच्छा वैसे.
Yeah.
I'm going for surprise as in a player who ideally shouldn't be a part of the next IPL, but आ जाएगा वैसा. Steven Smith is a name that's coming to my mind. I just feel कि वो आ जाएगा ऐसा. But I'll probably go for someone like a Nande Burger. Skills है, but I don't think वो मतलब इतना like अभी के अभी IPL आने जितना है. But I feel he'll sort of, thanks to his performance and thanks to playing a game against India just a couple of days before the auction. So I feel he'll be someone who'll get a bit tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
surprise overseas pick is difficult to nail if you're not taking obvious names. So I'll say a team that doesn't need Rachin will take Rachin for a very high cost. Let's put it that way.
Fair
So
enough. Good
SRH
shot
will
over
take
there.
Sachin Ravindra at a high cost. सीधा सीधा सा बोल देने का ऐसा निखिल भाई ये नहीं सीधा बोल दो चलेगा.
मैं स्टार्टिंग में बोल दिया मेरे को शाहरुख खान, समीर रिजवी चाहिए चेन्नई में और अर्शन कुलकर्णी भी है when he could come in. So already 4-5 predictions are too many. Then I don't want to get the क्या बोलते हैं उसको the ratio wrong.
All right. I know I kind of kept this for the last one. Sorry, I know I said last before, but really quickly then, because I told this person that they will definitely take it in the 12th man segment, and I just remembered. Sai Kishore, guys, do you think, again, in terms of IPL and India, how do you think people are going to use him as an option?
I think finally Gill will wake up. Now there is no Hardik. So hopefully Gill and Nehra ji can look at Sai Kishore and say कि भाई इसको कैसे नहीं खिला रहे हो यार. मतलब there is no reason on any cricketing sense or logic for him to not be part of your 11. So definitely should be getting a good run. All 14 games, 16 also with GT. Uh, Washi, I expected a lot of Washi in the past and have been, I feel, disappointed. So no expectations from Washi. Since his TNPL turn, I felt that he could be the next big guy, but it's never come through. So I hope he's fit first and then he's used well. So hopefully yes. And surprise pick, I read somebody said Omar Zai. तो वो मैं जानबूझ के नहीं बोला हूँ. So let's keep quiet.
Okay, indeed. And yeah, of course, I didn't even take this guy's comment, but Pranay, we really appreciate you joining us as well. Like this particular video, and all you lovely people, rewind and rewatch Monday Night Live episode 21, because we're just done and dusted, and we'll be here tomorrow in terms of the watch along on cricket.com. So check it out, and we'll put that news for you, like I said, on our social media streams, and you can follow us individually as well. Boys, fantastic show. Keep it up, onwards and upwards. I'm already guessing in excess of 1,000 views this time around as well, and hopefully it just grows and grows and grows. Auction watch along, join us tomorrow, and we'll leave it there, guys. Really appreciate everyone joining us in the chat. Apologies if I haven't taken a few questions, because there were so many coming our way, and we will have so many more intriguing and yet exciting surprises for you guys on cricket.com. And like Santosh Arupa said, episode 21, could that number be reached tomorrow? Who knows? We'll leave it there. Thanks for watching Monday Night Live. And like this video, all you 72 people, quickly, before we just leave, like this video. And of course, give us a shout out. Tell a friend and a family about cricket.com, because we're here to stay. Cheers.
Cheers.